Hey, how's it going? So this is my act of self-care for today. My daughter is at gymnastics right now, and you know, the place where the gym is located is actually sort of an industrial complex. There's nothing here, really. There's no, there's nothing in terms of commercial stuff to do, going to Target or running an errand to the grocery store and stuff like that. So what I decided to do was initially I thought, well, I'm just going to sit in my car, play on my phone, putz around, make my to-do list for the week, figure out, what things I need to get done at work for the week. But then I thought, wait a minute, this is an entire hour, because this is a special session she's doing to recoup from a very minor back injury. Thank God it was very minor. So I decided that I was going to take this time instead and get in a quick walk. And I'm not doing anything super complex. I'm not doing anything that's super heavy duty. Actually, I'm not even dressed to walk, honestly, as you can see. I'm dressed very casually, but I'm not dressed to walk. I don't know if you can see, just a t-shirt on. I'm wearing pants. My shoes these are, just some casual sneakers that I got from, I think Nordstrom Rack a while ago. They're Cole Haans, so they're very, very comfortable. But they're by no means shoes that were intended for physical activity of any significant sort. But I thought, you know what? To do it one time, a walk, is not going to hurt at all. So this is what I'm doing for today for self-care. And I think I've mentioned in videos before that my mental stability hinges on my physical activity. So, it's nothing super complex, but just trying to make a very conscientious, dedicated effort to doing better for myself. And my husband and I went to dinner last night. We celebrated 15 years of marriage. And for our anniversary dinner, we didn't take a trip or do anything super spectacular, even though it is a milestone anniversary. We didn't do anything super fancy, but we went to dinner and we talked about life and what the past 15 years have looked like and what it means for, what my thought life is like, what his thought life is like, what we can do differently to help each other continue to get through this life, what we've loved and what we haven't loved so much, and just, what's going on. Oftentimes for us, we're so busy running with work and kids and all the kids' activities and managing, just going to turn around here, and managing everything they have going on, that we rarely get a chance to just sit and talk. We don't have a regular date night. I wish that we did, but it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't work for us. We have a dedicated time each evening that we can, decompress for like 20 minutes or so and just talk about adult stuff. But, a dedicated date night where we go to dinner every week, that's something that we don't have, that we should probably incorporate. But it hasn't hindered us, thankfully, from having a productive, happy marriage, because we do what works for us in our marriage. Because 15 years later, we're still happy. But in any case, one thing that I mentioned to him was that I've sort of created my own manifesto for self-care, and that I have felt that I have poured out so much to the family, to the household, to him. And it's not any sort of discredit or meant to be punitive or blaming in any way, but just acknowledging that I spend so much time pouring out to everything else and everyone else that I don't have anything in my life that is specific to myself being poured into, and that I need to change that, and I need to put myself first in a lot of ways that I haven't before. So doing things that are self-serving, not selfish, but self-serving and self-filling, is where I really want to focus my time and my energy over the next, several months to years, until I can get it to a place where it makes sense for me, and it makes sense for my self-care, and I feel a sense of fulfillment from the gaps that I can't quite articulate, but that I know are there. So one of those things is, as I've mentioned before, getting in my walk. And this is me getting in my walk. I thought to myself, I could do it later. But it's been off and on rainy here in my area. It's pretty overcast today. So I don't know if it's going to end up raining later on, which then would mean that I wouldn't get my walk in, and I would sort of default on my ability to meet the goal that I have, which is 5 times a week. So that's me getting it in right now. And what I mentioned to him is there are certain things that I'm going to start doing, and I don't want him to be caught off guard by it, which he wouldn't. I mean, he's an incredibly supportive, loving husband. And if I'm saying that I'm doing something to help myself, he is 110% Team Shauna, and he is going to do whatever he can to make that happen and make that work. And I love that about him. And that's part of the reason why our marriage has been so great for 15 years. But this is my time to articulate to him all that I can. And this is where I am in my thought life. And this is where I am in terms of improving myself and what's going on. Sorry, just changing my hand position here. I really need a selfie stick for this. So that's what I'm doing. And so far I feel good about it. I apologize, there's a lot of wind, so I hope you can actually hear me clearly. So that's where I am right now. And that's what I hope that my children are able to see, that my daughter in particular is able to see, so that she can kind of take that as a model. She's only 9 years old right now, but she's soaking in everything that I do, of course, as she learns what life is and learns what it means to become a woman, and ultimately to become a wife and a mother, if that's the path that she chooses, and what it means to engage in self-care. And I'm using that language more frequently with her. So in any case, we had a productive dinner last night, a loving dinner last night, which was great. And I feel good about kind of my self-care manifesto, if you will. And I think he feels good about it as well. So, we talked about areas where we can, because I'm done with the idea of saying, hey, you need to do this in order to help me. The approach that I took last night, which was drastically different, because my husband isn't a fan of chores. He is the first person to outsource any and everything that can be outsourced. I am not as good at doing that. And, it's just me. It's my personality. So the approach that I took with him last night was, okay, let's collaborate. Let's, to pull out words from my professional life, let's collaborate and see where we can brainstorm and, generate some ideas around how we manage the house, how the house is managed, so that we can create balance. Because right now there is limited balance. And when the balance is off, I get to a place that I don't need to be mentally and emotionally. And I get down in the dumps where I don't need to be mentally and emotionally. And he sees that very clearly. He understands exactly what that means. And he absolutely, hate is a strong word, but he hates when I'm in that space. He loves when I'm happy, and he loves to make me happy, which I mean, there are no words to say how much I appreciate that about him, because I know women who are in marriages where the husband could care less if the wife is happy. So that's kind of where we are with things. He's helpful, he's supportive, and I love that about him. So in any case, those are my thoughts. Again, this is my duty of self-care for today, is to get in my walk at a time when I wouldn't ordinarily, or when I had planned to do something else. Because what I've figured is, going back to the idea of get it in before you have a chance to not get it in. What I found is if I go anyway, even if I don't feel like going, I'm always glad that I went. And that is half the battle, because half the time I don't feel like going. I don't want to go. But once I get in motion, it's okay. The other act of self-care that I took, so ordinarily this is a Sunday morning, and we don't go to church in person right now. We're going online. So I don't really get dressed that much on Sunday mornings. So granted, I didn't put on makeup. I did change my skincare routine, so I felt good about sort of pampering myself a little bit. But the outfit that I'm wearing, super casual, but this is more dressed up than I would normally do for this kind of activity. Usually it'd be like yoga pants or running shorts and some sneakers. But I said, no, let me do it up a little bit. I'll put on some actual pants and some, semi-cute-ish casual sneakers, as opposed to my beat up Brooks that are all dusty and busted. I really need to replace them at this point. And I felt good about myself even in this casual outfit, which is ridiculous because I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm not doing the most, but I'm doing something, and that makes a difference. So that's it. That's all I wanted to come on here and say. And I hope this is helpful to you. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching and being part of this journey with me. It makes a huge difference, because I think in this self-care, I don't know why I feel the need to document this, but I do. And maybe it's something that I show to my kids later on. Maybe it's something that I show to relatives later on. Maybe it's something that, I don't know, I just watch myself later on, so that I'm encouraged. During times when I'm down, I'm encouraged about the times when I'm up, and I have documentation of times when I'm up. So, and maybe it's something that benefits you, or that you can share with somebody to get somebody into a better place. I don't know. Who knows what the reasoning rationale is? All I know is that the intent is for this to help and to support. We have enough things in this life, in this world, that are less than helpful, less than supportive, that are conflicting and painful, and we don't need any of that in our lives. So we just need things that are going to uplift and help to pour into ourselves, and help us learn more how to pour into ourselves, so that we have something to pour out when we are called on for work, when we're called on for family, when we're called on for friendship, when we're called on for ideas and our technical gifts and talents and all those things. So in any case, thank you for watching. I hope that you like this. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, so that when I upload more videos, that you will be notified immediately and be able to tune in and see what's what, and see what the new adventure is going to be for the next time. So in any case, thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here, and be well. Take good care of yourself. Take care. Bye.